Welcome to today's Explainer. Okay, picture a scene we literally all know way too well trying to manage an academic conference. It is, a lot, right? Behind the scenes, it usually just means drowning in this endless sea of scattered PDF files, totally chaotic email threads, and those messy, disorganized cloud folders. We have absolutely all felt that overwhelming stress, just desperately trying to keep the entire collaboration workflow from completely falling apart.
So it really makes you ask the question, how many tools does it actually take to run an academic event smoothly? Like, it's a super relatable struggle. But guys, this is where we need to radically pivot our thinking. Conference infrastructure shouldn't be this massive, convoluted puzzle that you have to solve. It needs to be radically simpler, and, crucially, it needs to be free.
And this brings us right to the why. G-Conf is a system totally dedicated to the researchers and developers powering this massive AI boom we're seeing right now. The very people contributing to and benefiting from all these scholarly events. But more importantly, it's about equalizing access. For researchers in the global south, those crazy expensive platform fees, they're a massive barrier. So by providing this infrastructure completely for free, we're making sure brilliant minds aren't sidelined just because of a lack of funding.
Let's look at the alternatives. On one side, you've got your legacy systems. These are expensive, incredibly complex platforms that basically hold your knowledge hostage with vendor lock-in. No thanks. On the flip side, you have a true digital academic collaboration workflow. It's lightweight, low cost, well, free, and completely serverless. It's basically a fully Google-native workflow that utilizes the Google Drive and Google Cloud services you're probably already using every single day.
Now let's pull back the curtain on the how, because G-Conf actually wasn't built by your standard development team. It utilized this really innovative, agent-based collaboration workflow. So a human product owner set the vision, while AI models actually took over the heavy lifting. Claude stepped in as the project manager to break down all the tickets, and then Codex acted as the engineer for the actual implementation. How cool is that? But to be clear, this wasn't just some instantly generated AI prototype. Not at all. It went through 3 rigorous, highly verifiable delivery phases. Phase 1 laid down the minimum viable product and the security backbone. Then, Phase 2 built out the end-to-end workflow. And finally, Phase 3 focused entirely on independent testing and deployment. So yeah, it is a meticulously tested application. Section 3. The what? The digital academic collaboration workflow. Let's look at this tangible tool in action across 3 major highlights.
All right, so highlight number 1 focuses on simplifying the submission process. With this Google Native Conference creation, users literally just log in with their existing Google accounts. It's that simple. And when a paper is submitted, the system turns your Google Drive into a verified, host-controlled repository. We are no longer stuffing massive PDF files into expensive databases, guys. We are totally simplifying the entire submission workflow.
And the sheer organization of all this? It's tracked seamlessly through a 9-stage editorial lifecycle schedule. This is what allows conference organizers to manage lightweight metadata so affordably, and it lets them keep absolute control over the timeline without, getting totally lost in the weeds. Moving on to highlight number 2. This brings us to the simplified review process, which works via an isolated 3-role loop. As you can see, the conference chair commands the workflow from one central editorial hub. From there, they can securely and manually assign reviewers to specific submissions with absolute precision. Now, you really want to notice the strict data isolation happening here. Conference chairs, submitters, and reviewers all operate in completely segregated spaces. So whether you're importing a reviewer pool or making big decisions on the disclosure dashboard, the system guarantees a confidential, highly structured review loop every single time. And honestly, the publication process for decisions and announcements is just as streamlined. When it is finally time to communicate, immutable announcements are composed and published directly to these isolated roles. You can literally message all your reviewers or all your authors with just a single click. It completely eliminates the risk of mixing up those messy, nightmare email lists.
Okay, highlight number 3. This is arguably the most important one, freedom from lock-in. Because when the conference ends, you are not trapped. The system provides a complete data export mechanism. It sends all the papers, the metadata, the reviews, the whole shebang as a complete package directly back to the host's Google Drive.
No platform lock-in whatsoever. The data actually returns to the community. You see, G-Conf has absolute zero interest in hoarding your academic data. Once you've exported your files, it just performs a secure retention cleanup, steps back, and hands the power entirely back to the organizers where it belongs.
The entire philosophy behind this project is so simple, really. More ideas deserve a conference. The platform itself just steps backstage. It lets the knowledge, the research, and the brilliant minds take the spotlight. Because, well, that's exactly where they belong.
And that brings us to the end of today's explainer. But, hopefully it's just the beginning of your next project. By leveraging this completely free, digital academic collaboration workflow, especially for those of you tuning in from the Global South, what breakthrough idea is your next conference going to share with the world? The tools are now in your hands. Go make it happen.